say I was going to do.
Oh, no, right, now we're live. Now you can do that again.
No,
Oh,
no.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube.
You missed the best opening to a
You did.
broadcast
I'm
ever.
really sad that he didn't keep doing it. Welcome to West Barks Gaming's 3 Dudes One Stream. I am one of the dudes, and here are the other two down here, Will and James. I'm sure everybody that's with us has probably seen it before, so they know the format. We're going to ramble on for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, about some random things, and people are going to watch and comment.
We promise to never go over 2 hours.
Yeah, unless I'm really desperate to finish painting something and need those two to waffle on for 10 minutes while I do it, which has happened once or twice. Tonight we are starting our little series of overviews of the different legions available in the Legiones Astartes Age of Darkness Legions book,
which we all have.
Apart from Will.
Apart from Will. We wanted originally to do an overview of each of the legions, starting numerically from number 1 with the Dark Angels.
Yeah.
But fortunately for me, because I don't really like talking about them, they don't have full rules yet, so we're not gonna start with them. We're gonna just go through the Legiones Astartes book and progress that way. So we're going to start today with Emperor's Children.
So what you're saying is we're going to be saving the best for last, because they're probably going to be the last legion that gets.
They will be done when the book comes out.
They're in Malevolence.
Yeah, I thought they weren't. I thought it was White Scars and Blood Angels.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. It is White Scars and it's Blood Angels, not Dark Angels.
Yeah.
We're saving the worst till last.
Saving the worst till last. Yeah. I'm really looking. Actually, having said that, before we get started, I'm really looking forward to Malevolence because I really want to see what they do with White Scars. Because I would love to have a White Scars army.
Yeah, they've been an army I've been very fond of, but I just don't want to paint them white. But then something I'm going to talk about later will then change that.
Well, having painted all the Death Guard and stuff, I've actually found a way of doing white that is quite easy, and I think it would be relatively straightforward. It's more.
See Matt's new tutorial.
Yeah. Well, yes, exactly. Yeah. It's more actually to do with the books because. Scars was a brilliant book, and the most recent one that they've been in, Path of Heaven, I think it is, where they fight the Emperor's Children and the Death Guard, are both really good books in my opinion, and I really enjoyed reading about them.
Aren't they? I think.
I think these are the two proper full books focusing on them.
I've not actually read either of the books,
and then they're in a load of little books as well.
Yeah, I think
little novellas and short stories and stuff.
Because Terror is very near. It's coming soon.
Yes, yeah. Well, Path to Heaven is them trying to find a way back to Terror to stand at the last with the Emperor, because that was the oath.
Was it just before Christmas they had all the meetings to discuss where they're going after they've done all the next lot of books?
Yes.
Because obviously the next lot of books are going to be about the battle at Terror and everything else, which are going to be freaking amazing.
I hope so.
Long books. They're going to be some long books.
Aren't they doing it in? I know we're going massively off topic, but it's still heresy related. Aren't they doing like a trilogy? I thought I'd read that they were doing a trilogy with like Abner, Dembski, and someone else.
Yes, I believe so.
To kind of like to mirror the original trilogy at the start of the heresy.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Which would be great.
What I really hope is they do one from one focusing on like Horus's standpoint, or like the traitors in general. Then they do one from like Dawn and the Fists on the Wall with maybe the Blood Angels as well, and then they do one with the White Scars because they're obviously out ranging around on their bikes and jet bikes and stuff.
It'd be amazing to have like. I don't know if anyone's seen the film. This is it's on topic but off topic. You got like Flags of Our Fathers and the Letters of Iwo Jima.
Yes.
Yep.
So if they do like two counterpart books, so you get like the view from the walls and then the view from the battlegrounds.
Yes, exactly.
So like you get the siege from both sides rather than putting it into one book. It'd be good to see the story all from one side and then another story from all the other side.
Yep.
Because I hate it in some of the other books. They've actually chopped and changed in the book, and you get so confused sometimes of actually where you are on who you're following. So
totally agree.
It'd be awesome if they could do that kind of thing. That'd be really, really good.
One thing
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, no. It was kind of not very. I was going to say one thing that I do really want to see in that series of books is just Sigismund going around challenging everyone and killing every single person he comes across.
That would be awesome.
I want him to go around with his gauntlet in hand, slapping people in the face.
I challenge you to a duel, sir.
Just an entire chapter in the Loyalist book of him.
Robin Hood Men in Tights, where he gets slapped with a leather glove and he picks up the chainmail glove.
That would be awesome.
Amazing.
Good evening, Dante's Hero Dungeon. Or Dante Heroes Dungeon, sorry.
So are we going to start this the way we normally start, like hobby progress, Forge World releases?
I think we should. Let's start with Forge World releases. What's come out this week? I know Will's probably quite excited about it.
Okay.
Does Will not know?
No, I do know. And
I haven't even looked.
Well, I mean,
it's Custodes Shield Captain and the two different types of spears.
So, I mean, it is. So it's the Shield Captain and Valdor's up for pre-order as well.
Oh, I did not see that.
That's rather exciting because although I don't like the model as it is, it's very easy to make it look decent.
I think so. Yeah.
But I don't really like the Shield Captain.
Is it his face and his weird square head?
I don't know. It is his head, but the whole body looks a little bit squat to me.
They've used a plastic body as the. It looks like they've used a plastic body as the stand-in.
It just doesn't look quite right.
Squat.
Well, the clock did fall off the wall. Maybe they've returned the squats to the heresy.
Maybe.
Hi Dan. Maybe they've returned the squats to the heresy and they're masquerading as Custodes.
Maybe the squats are actually Custodes.
Maybe.
That Shield Captain looks very familiar, like a celebrity, but I can't quite.
You can't work out who it is. Let's have a look. See if I can work out who you think it is. He does. I know what you mean, but I can't place it either because I know they've based a lot of the character models on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they actually have, but it certainly seems like they have. Especially, is it Gilliman? Is Mark Strong?
Yep, he does very much look like Mark Strong.
I mean, I don't know if they've actually based it on him, but there's a very strong resemblance. And if you look at the picture, actually, in the Legiones Astartes book,
it looks very much like
it is basically a picture of Mark Strong in power armor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is very cool, but
So yeah, I mean, I don't.
Who's the guy that plays K in Men in Black?
Tommy Lee Jones.
It looks a bit like him.
Yeah, I see that. I do see that. Yeah.
Going back to the releases though, like Valdor, I'm excited about. I probably will get, and I will probably do a bit of chopping and changing to make him look not quite so
less cluttered.
Exactly.
Quite so gaudy.
Yep. Shield Captain, I don't really like the spears. Like, I don't know, but it's essentially £3 for what is basically the same, except the gun part is slightly different.
Yes.
I don't think they're worth it.
No, I get that. I do get that.
You're better off chopping up a load of melter guns.
I was going to say, with the melter, I've got plenty of melter to do it. The Adrosite ones, to be honest with you, they look almost exactly the same as the bolter ones.
Yes, this is true.
They don't look markedly different from what you would pass off as a bolter.
No, they've just got like a metal shroud around the barrel.
Exactly. They could very easily be able.
You roll a bit of green stuff and cut it into strips and just put it there.
Yeah, exactly. So I really don't think they're worth it. And the fact that, I mean, obviously it's good for heresy, which is what the stream is about. But at the same time, I'm still a bit bitter at the fact that they released these spears and you can't use them in 40k because they're not a valid option for them.
Are they not? Is it just the normal
spears? It's just the bolter ones. Yeah, no, there's basically no customization for the Custodes in 40k. Which is a bit of a shame. I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they've just released the dreadnoughts and all that into 40k, so.
Yeah, I mean they may do it, but I don't think the spears aren't worth £15. I don't think.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Let me look up Ed Harris.
I don't think it's Ed Harris.
Yeah, that doesn't look like Ed Harris. No.
Good evening, Big Mac. Oh, Ed. Oh, okay. Ed Harris. Do you think he's an Ed Harris as well? I didn't get that from when I looked at the picture.
I don't.
Ed Harris with hair.
I do. No, I do. I can sort of see it. I can sort of see it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Forge releases.
I was going to say
it is, yeah.
A huge amount now.
There may be a bundle or two, but I didn't spot that.
There's a bundle for Dawn and Sigismund and Pollux, I think.
Oh, okay.
So
that could be quite.
If you're doing Imperial Fists, you don't really save any money on their bundles as such.
Not generally, no.
It's only their big stuff, like the Titan Legion one that they did and stuff, where I think you saved like 500 quid, I think, on that one.
Yeah. But in general,
they don't do it anymore.
No, in general, their bundles aren't overly great. It's more like just a one-click purchase thing.
Yeah,
to save you having to look around the site a bit.
Saves you 10 seconds. That's what it saves you.
Well, to be honest, what it saves me is shed loads of. If I were to buy them, it would save me shed loads of money because I wouldn't get tempted to buy other stuff while I was clicking around.
This is very true.
Okay, so, right, I just need this one. I just need this one thing. Oh, that looks cool. I could use that. Oh, I'd have to buy myself one of them.
Yep, I know exactly what you meant.
Yes. Speaking of which, hobby progress. Maybe from the rock. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Hobby progress. Will.
I've been painting Tau.
Really?
Yep.
I thought you were thinking of selling them.
I am, but I want to get them all painted up. And then
okay. It's not that you've seen some of the leaks for them for 40k and you want to paint them up and make them better.
No, indeed not. I'm definitely going to sell them. But I thought I'd rather because it's not a huge amount. It's like maybe an extra 500-600 points worth.
Yeah.
So I'd figured I'd rather get those painted up and then sell it all painted rather than with a
that makes sense. You're more likely to get more. More likely to get more for it. Makes sense to me.
So I've just been painting some Tau, which has actually been quite fun because I quite like the scheme that I got them in, the red and the like the creamy.
Yeah. And it's not Marines, so it's always good to have a bit of a break.
Nice and different. I haven't painted the Kroot yet, but I might do the Kroot this week because I've got about 20. 20 Kroot or so. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. How about you, Mr. James? What have you been up to? Oh, we've lost him.
James, no!
I didn't even spot that he'd gone.
No. So yeah, I can keep talking about the Tau, although that's not really 30k.
No, but then to be honest, my hobby progress hasn't been overly 30k this week either.
What have you done?
I did the video for the Death Guard.
You indeed, which looks very good.
It took me best part of a day to film, which was a bit weird, even given that it was basically just one model. And now I am applying some sponge weathering to my Death Guard.
James needs to be invited again.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, no worries. I'll sort that out. If you want to talk about some stuff.
I don't really, no. So I've got, as I said, about 600 points of Tau to finish painting up.
Yeah.
And then I think when I sell it, based on price changes in the new codex, it's going to be about a 2,000 point army.
Okay.
So I figure it should be a nice little sell, especially.
Yeah, and it's not a bad collection either.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's not a bad collection, and I'm selling it at a pretty good time because obviously the codex is just coming out. So I'm going to use it.
You're selling your customs?
No, don't be silly.
He's selling 25 Hellblasters.
Yeah,
I'm
selling all my Hellblasters. I'm giving them away.
Awesome.
I wish. No, you're selling Tau.
I'm selling the Tau to buy more Hellblasters.
So what did I miss? People's hobby progress. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just Will's been painting Tau, basically.
Yep.
That's
right, cool.
Much it.
I have done the tutorial video, as you've seen, and I'm currently doing some sponge weathering stuff on
You're painting SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes, I am, yeah. Doing some sponge stuff on my infantry for my Death Guard for Greetings. And I bought 2 of the 5 dreadnoughts that I still need to buy.
Oh, did
They
you?
haven't turned up yet.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, I bought 2 of the 3 Contemptors that I need.
Yeah.
Are you buying the Death Guard ones or the normal ones?
Yes, I've bought 2 Death Guard ones, and we'll be buying a 3rd.
I would mix in some of the Relic Contemptor ones as well. Or do you want them all Death Guard?
Oh, I sort of wanted them all Death Guard. But I might look at some of the other ones to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, got those 2 coming with Volkite and Chain Fists, and I've bought a Melter Lance to go on my Leviathan as well.
Oh,
I love
very
a
nice.
nine hands Contemptor, but they've been out of stock for 2 years.
Oh, really?
They broke the mold. They broke the mold.
They haven't replaced it yet.
I'm never going to get a 9 hands Contemptor, and as oh my god, my head's gone blank. If Callum's online, then he will rub it in my face that he bought one really cheap.
You can't find one on eBay or Heresy Trading or anything?
Not that I know of.
No, that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
What have you been up to this week, James?
I am just about to do a screen share. Yeah.
Ooh, let me put you front and center. There we go. You should be main screen now.
So, this is what I've been working on.
Let's have a look. Oh, yes, of course.
Aha,
Yeah.
yes.
So, I had a 500-point game. Basically, I'm doing an Age of Sigmar Tale of Painters at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like at my local store, we had like 200 points a month over the next year. And in the end, we end up with 2,500 points of Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
So I'm doing Stormcast. This was my 500-point list that I took on Sunday. It did okay. I only managed to play one 3v3 game. It was my first ever game of Age of Sigmar, but it was amazing. I loved it. It's so quick, so easy. Now I know that I've got prayers and that I can use against the army. I can catapult a unit across the table. It's amazing. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
So basically, like
tricks.
These guys here, the guy I'm adding in on the next 200 points, he can give these guys +1 to their armor save, and then this guy here can then catapult them across the table.
And they are the big hammer guys. They're
the Retributors. Yeah. So what we've got here is we've got the Lord Relictor, or Relector, however you want to pronounce it. 5 Liberators, 3 Prosecutors, and 5 Retributors.
Yeah.
These guys hit like a train.
Yes.
Basically, when they roll 6s to wound, it called I think when they roll 6s to hit, they do 2 mortal wounds straight up.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, and they get quite a lot of attacks each. I think it's like 2 or 3 each. So they're my monster hunters. These guys here get to re-roll their armor saves if you roll a 1 as well.
They do indeed, because of the shields.
I'm actually very, very much looking forward to getting some Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop sharing it then.
Yeah, it should be really good fun. Slaughter Priest. I don't know if I put a finished.
Yeah. Oh,
I think I've put a finished picture up on Instagram of that.
I'm sending the parcel tomorrow, Matt.
Oh, cool. That's fine.
I keep forgetting. Every time I've walked out the front door to my van, I've left it on the kitchen side.
No, that's fine.
Like,
no problem.
Because I go out, I grab my bag, I grab my box of keys and all my tools and that. I load up the van, and then I'll just jump in and drive off, and I always forget to pick up the parcel.
Yep. I totally get it. Not a problem at all. I've got obviously the Dreadnoughts should be with me in the next couple of days anyway, so I'll have plenty to get on with those. But yeah, I'm looking forward to sorting out those Bloodbound, because that Slaughter was good fun to paint actually.
It's a really good game. I mean, I know this is a heresy based live stream, but it's a nice fresh change. I really liked it. I got a bit sick of heresy a little bit, and I'm slowly getting back into it now.
Do you think that might be
every now and then?
Maybe lack of games, or lack of games against different opponents?
I think it's because that's all I've been doing for the last year.
I was going to say, it's sometimes it's nice. I mean, we had that problem, Matt, where we used to just flip-flop between 40k and fantasy.
Yeah.
And we would do one for ages until we got bored of it, and then go back to the other one for ages.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's what's happened, is I've been doing nothing but heresy for the last year.
Mm-hmm.
And fair enough, I painted a few Necrons here and there. I painted a few other bits and pieces. But that was just to clear my palette to paint more heresy. Where now I'm not painting anything else until I've finished a full army. So I'm not painting anything else until I finish this. I know it's a Tale of Painters, but I'm going to paint it all up front and then just put it in every month.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what I've done with our Heresy Tale of Painters that we had set up.
Yeah.
Because I'm using my death card for it, and I've painted loads of them.
So so just put in the pictures when you need to, and that's kind of how I'm treating the Tale of Painters. I'm going to get everything painted. I've got to do a scenery board and stuff like that as well. That's pretty much all I've.
It's sort of a bit cheaty when it comes to Tale of Painters type thing, but at the same time, it makes sense.
I mean, I don't know if people out there that know me know the way I like to paint. I put my foot to the floor and paint until I can't paint anymore. Yeah, and then I have an army done in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yes, it's infuriating.
Right. It is. It is very annoying.
I've already got my next squad all primed and ready to go here. So, it's a nice change as well to not painting. It's painting the same models as well. It's hobby burnout, basically. That's it.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. And that's why it's taken me so long to actually get round to doing this weathering on these Death Guard Marines, because I've had them finished for 6 weeks, maybe 2 months.
I was going to say donkey's years, but
that too. And it's just taken me a while to actually drum up the enthusiasm to finish them off. Once I've done this, that's then all of my infantry completely finished, ready for Ghoul Stars, and just waiting on the Dreadnoughts, and then they shouldn't take me too long.
No,
I'll be good.
Dan. Yeah, there is nothing wrong with trying a different game. We'll probably. Well, I've got something to talk about towards the end of the podcast. Anyway.
Yeah, we know what that is.
Yes. So we are. In case you haven't noticed, or in case you haven't guessed, we are going to be starting doing some Age of Sigmar stuff on the channel. I know, again, it's a heresy stream, but there's no harm in talking about it for a brief period now.
Exactly.
Will is doing Death.
Yeah,
because he's got a weird fetish for Nagash.
Nagash is awesome.
I'm doing Khorne Bloodbound, and as you've just seen, James is doing Sigmarines. There may be some other ones coming up. I might do Daughters of Pain at some point. Oh, Caradron Overlords again? You bought them again?
No, I've got a whole big box of them over there.
I thought you'd sold them off at some point recently, but.
Oh no! Do you know the big box they released at Christmas?
Oh yes,
I've got one of those sitting on the shelf. I just happen to have one sitting on the shelf.
Just happen. You could open your own gaming store
out
of that garage.
Really well, I mean, I'm looking here now.
That's his other news for the end of the
stream. I'm having a massive clear out soon. So I've got so many different games. I've got Warpath. I've got Walking Dead. I've got Halo Ground Command, Halo Fleet Battles, Shadespire.
Oh, keep Shadespire.
Yeah, I'm keeping Shadespire. 40k, 30k. What else was it?
Necromunda.
There's another game I had.
Did you buy Silver
Tower? Dystopian Wars. No, I wanted to, but I didn't. There was something else I had. Oh, Space Hulk. Bolt Action, Flames of War, Tanks, other World War II stuff. Oh, Wings of Glory.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're getting massively off topic now. James, basically, long story short, James could open a gaming store out of that garage.
Yes.
However, James's obsession with collecting plastic models that he doesn't do anything with aside. We are here this evening to talk about the Third Legion, the Emperor's Children.
Aren't they the one with the hairy chest? First the worst, second the best.
No, the other one, the S&M Legion.
They are the ones with the perfectly waxed and sculpted and oiled physiques.
So you know how Leonidas and that is in 300. That is basically the
That's always the image I've got of them when they're like just mooching around on their battle bike. Looking around in their pants, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
They are good. Like, I like them.
I like them too.
I started Emperor's Children at one point. I couldn't get the purple right.
No.
I think it's quite, when you get it right, it looks really, really, really
so
good. But it's very easy to not get it quite right.
Yeah.
And I think another thing, like they have obviously their official quote unquote like Games Workshop color, but I've seen some people that do their own sort of variation of the purple, and it can look really, really good in a few different shades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you just have to get it right.
There's only one thing though as well. They've always got to be perfect. You can't weather them or anything. They've always got to be crisp and clean.
Yeah, I mean, I was tempted
they are the pretty
at one point. Yes, they are. I was tempted at one point to do a supremely weathered Emperor's Children army, like made up of breaches and stuff like that, and just do them battered to hell.
Not even their breaches are like pristine.
Well, yeah, I know, but I thought it'd be something different, and
after battle,
I think I would have thought it would be potentially quite cool.
It would have been very cool.
It
would have been very. I think it would be quite cool to see like a very weathered, battered Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
I mean, it would just be different.
Yeah, that's the thing, really. But yeah, I just never got around to it, and I don't think I ever will, really. Because as much as I like them, I've got 2 traitor lists already, and I can't envisage myself doing a loyalist Emperor's Children army.
No.
Oh no, I've always wanted to do a loyalist Emperor's Children with Soltarvitz and Rylanor. That's on my to-do list, definitely, 100%.
See, if I was going to do that, I would make it a Shattered Legion Istvan 3 list.
Yeah,
I'd have loyalist World Eaters, loyalist Emperor's Children.
Death Guard.
Yeah, Death Guard. But they weren't in the same place though. They were on the other side of the Coral City, in the trenches basically. Sons of Horus, and just have that would be quite cool. I think because that would have
a certain person pinned on the front of a Land Raider.
yeah.
That was so sad when that happened.
Well, it's like they need to clarify like what. I mean, we'll get onto it later because we are going to discuss him. Like Rylanor, they need to clarify what kind of contempt. Well, they're not. They don't say that he's a contemptor. They just.
He's a contemptor with an assault cannon and a power fist, I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I did not know that he was a fit. Like they actually said what.
I'm fairly sure
you might be right. You might be right, but I just don't remember it.
Yeah. So, what shall I? Do you want me to read out?
Read to us, James.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Let's do this properly if we're going to do it at all.
So it says. Shall I read the little bit at the top?
Yeah, read the blurb. Give us a bit of backstory. Who were the Emperor's Children, James? What did they do?
Let me get tucked up into bed and then you can...
Yeah, I'm just pre-reading because my reading is not the greatest. Right, cool. So, the Emperor's Children have always striven to be exemplars above all others in arts of war, paragons of martial virtue and excellence, scouring those who do not meet their own, perhaps unattainable standards. Oh, yeah, this is why I'm all for reading. This led to the seek perfection in war as a fluid, lightning-quick force whose battles were preordained. There we go. Victories brought about by a combination of acute strategic planning and flawless execution. Their attitudes and manner led to some to name them as the arrogant and vigilous long before the heresy, but the Legion's warriors are always ready to answer such slight with blood.
That's fair
enough. Was awful, but yeah.
That was fine. We know what's going on. So they're basically a super arrogant Legion that believe they're the best at everything.
Yeah.
And do ludicrous amounts of planning and all that sort of stuff and follow battle orders to the letter because it's all planned out and perfect.
Pretty much.
So they like their crystal meth and things like that.
Absolutely.
So they're basically they have Legiones Astartes, as all the legions will have. So basically, that is units with a special rule may always attempt to regroup, regardless of casualties. Exemplars of war, Emperor's Children units with a special rule have the Crusader special rule, meaning they roll an additional dice when making run moves and use the highest dice roll,
which is
add
actually
D3
for sweeping
to
advances.
their total score when making sweeping advances.
Which is
wow, I finally know what Crusader does.
we'll all forget again by the next game. But as
that's
much
the
as
one rule everyone forgets.
As much as people, I suppose in like 40k, people overlooked Crusader back in every edition because it was never really considered all that good.
Well, it's because every other army you came up against had an initial no fear or was fearless or
exactly
whatever.
So, but in Heresy, it's actually quite a useful rule.
It is, yeah.
So
there's very little is fearless.
I think the only legion that kind of has a fearless is Salamanders.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, obviously there'll always be the odd fearless unit or whatever. If a unit's joined by a chaplain, it doesn't have to worry about it, stuff like that. But yeah, Salamanders are probably the best overall to counter it.
We'll get onto them anyway. So they have flawless execution, models with the Legiones Astartes Emperor's Children rule, gain +1 initiative on any turn in which they charge into combat unless they are making a disordered charge. This is huge.
Yeah.
This is so your basic tactical marine is hitting before another tactical marine.
Yeah.
It's just a very, very handy little buff to make sure that you take as few casualties in return as possible.
I mean, this is where you take your sergeant with a power sword, or we'll get onto it in a minute, the Phoenix Spear. Because you will be hitting first, so no matter you'll be hitting on par with bloody Praetors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your sergeant in a challenge with a Praetor can actually like dick punch a Praetor. And
in theory, well, yes.
Well, I mean, obviously, with the 2-up armor save being.
Well, no, that's why you take power spear, but.
Of course, yes, indeed.
But you're unlikely to do enough wounds to actually kill a Praetor before it does anything.
Exactly.
No,
but you take out a Centurion or a Consul of some description without too much of a problem before it gets a chance to do anything, or at the same time, theoretically.
So, and then the last rule they have is martial pride. In combats where characters with special children controlling player must always issue and accept challenges where possible, although which character fights the challenge is up to them. However, if they are defeated in combat and their challenger is slain, they suffer an additional -1 penalty to their leadership from round check at the end of the combat. So that works in your favour as well, which is really cool.
It can and it can't. Obviously, it depends if you've actually got characters that are built to take on challenges. But
I think for the most part, it can definitely be a benefit.
Yeah. I think on the whole, it's probably more of a benefit than it is a drawback.
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah, but then this is where the next item of Wargear will come into play as well.
Yes.
So you've got the Sonic Shriekers. It's basically like a scream that they do. Like Eidolon has the best one, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So, but basically, a model or unit equipped with Sonic Shriekers imposes a minus on enemy models in base contact in assault. Enemies which are immune to fear are also immune to this effect.
Yeah. So there's not much that is. The best thing for that is Death Guard, because they're all immune to fear.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's quite handy.
Yeah.
Very handy, in fact.
So they're probably the best to take on Sonic Shrieker units.
I'll have to remember that.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Sonic Shriekers are really good. I mean, I would give all my independent characters one.
Yeah. They're not that expensive either, are they? Like 10 or 15 points.
I think it's only like I think it's 5 points.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, it's definitely worth it then.
I would give all my independent characters them, because if you're coming up against, my phone's going off. Hang on. I am on call tonight, which sucks.
Oh, so it's a work phone, is that okay?
No. I've muted it. Don't worry about
it.
Okay. It is a work phone, but I've still muted
it. So Sonic Shriekers. So if you're coming up against, if your Praetor's coming up against another Praetor, -1, because they're weapon skill 6. So
it's not a massive bonus.
Difference?
Well, it means you hit on 3s instead of 4s.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a big.
Yeah.
The other thing I'd be tempted to put it on would be assault squad sergeants, if they can take them. Because I think it's... Oh, is it just independents?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but then the next thing you can give to anyone, which is good, any character or I'll tell you in a minute. So you've got the Phoenix Power Spear.
Yep.
Any character model, Legiones Astartes, Empress Children Special, who a Power Fist as an option may instead take a Phoenix Power Spear. It has 2 profiles listed. The first one is for when you charge, the turn you charge, and the second one is from then on after.
Yep.
So it has +1 strength, AP2, melee 2-handed on the turn you charge.
Yep.
But then it goes down to strength user, AP3, melee 2-handed on the turns after that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, obviously the AP2 on the charge is huge and useful and amazing for when you get the charge, especially with the extra initiative.
Yeah.
Even AP3 is.
Yeah, I mean, it basically just turns into a power sword, doesn't it?
Yeah. Still useful.
Actually, it's a worse power sword because it's 2-handed.
Well, yeah. But I feel like getting the AP2 on the charge is well worth it.
Yeah. I agree.
Especially when you factor in the fact that when you're getting the charge, you're getting that extra initiative to really take advantage of it.
Yeah, totally.
Like charging into a squad of Terminators or something.
Yeah.
Would be pretty brutal.
Oh, you're going to be hurting them on turn.
Oh, we're losing James a little bit. I think the biggest drawback of, we'll just talk a little bit until he comes back clearly. The biggest, well, not necessarily drawback, but the only thing that would stop me.
Is that getting past?
Oh, James,
is he back? I can't tell.
Hello. Hello, James. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay,
we can't hear you.
You're breaking up quite a lot. Oh, can you hear you now? Can you hear you now?
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep. Yes, we can.
But if you're talking now,
no, we can't. If you're talking.
But what I was going to say is the biggest drawback to that on character models, not independent character models, but character models, is they generally have quite a low number of attacks.
True.
And with it being 2-handed, they're not generally going to get a load of attacks. They're probably only going to get 3 on the turn they charge.
You're going to have 3 because, say, a sergeant or whatever, 2 attacks base, and then the +1 for the charge. But still, it's obviously unlikely. But you could, in theory, take out 3 Terminators. Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's better than a power fist, I would say.
Yeah,
assuming you can charge.
Yeah, I think the important thing is that you need to get that charge off.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure that you get into sort of decent combats. I mean, what would be a great use for it, I think, would be charging into a tactical squad where you know the sergeant's got artificer armor, doing a challenging, because then the guy's either got to accept the challenge and probably lose their sergeant.
Yeah.
And then in the subsequent turns when you're AP3, you're still killing the Marines with no armor saves. Or they refuse the challenge, and then you're just still killing Marines, and
yes, no, totally agree. And good evening, Callum.
So I mean, it's not like some super powerful thing that you can go around just cleaving everything you want, but it gives your tactical squads or your weaker units a much bigger advantage over other legions' weaker units.
Yes, absolutely, I do agree. I think I'd be less.
Yay!
Hello. I'd be less inclined to put it on a tactical sergeant.
Yeah, no, that was just
because no. I totally get where you're coming from, but purely because they are slower and therefore less likely to get the charge off.
Yes,
I'd put it on assault squad sergeants without hesitation.
Indeed, but I would use that with a squad that I would just go around bullying tactical squads.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Charge into a squad that's holding an objective with your assault squad. Yep. You're almost certain to kill most of them and force a morale test.
Yeah, definitely.
Before they even get to strike back, because all of your squad will be going at initiative 5.
Initiative 5, yeah, and equally before any modifiers come into play that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whatever special rules and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would
absolutely.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Oh, hello.
We got you.
Yeah. Do you know what I would put these on?
What's that?
What?
A command squad on jet bikes.
Yes, absolutely. That is also a sterling idea.
5 guys with an apothecary attached, all with Phoenix spears, and just run them up the field with a Praetor and just kick face.
Yes. Yep, you certainly would do that.
That would be effective.
Amount of attacks. 3 guys in a command squad. The amount of attacks that you would put out would just be
that would be hideous. It's another situation. I'd be tempted to put a chaplain in there as well.
Yeah, just to get the zealot.
Yeah, for the rerolls to hit.
Actually, yeah, that would be very good for it because you really want to take advantage of that AP2 on the charge.
Yeah, definitely.
Forget you're hitting AP2 with +1 initiative if you charge.
Exactly.
Yeah. Does it give you a strength bonus? I can't remember what you said, James. I think you said +1 strength.
Yeah, it's plus.
So so strength 5, AP2, initiative 5.
Yeah, I mean
that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet.
Yep. Callum, I like your thinking.
Forge Lord on Forge Lord chaplain on jet bike.
Forge Lord, just for throwing some rag grenades, and that will be insane.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a shame you can't make them strength 6 particularly easily.
Yeah.
Although having said that, there isn't actually all that much stuff that has 2 wounds.
No.
So you generally don't need it. Generally don't need to be instant killing stuff at strength lords and things, but
no. So are we going to go into Rights of War or
I think so. I think we do the whole shebang.
I'm fine with that.
So we've got Empress Duke, right, Morale, whatever that is.
Mariscara.
There we go. So you got. I'm not going to read the little blurb. If chosen as the army's primary detachment, all of the controlling players' units using this Rite of War and deployed on the table at the start of the game add +1 to their normal movement and run charge in the first turn.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's cool. Inch, but I know any man will argue over an inch.
also, don't forget it's an inch to move, run, and charge.
Yeah, so
you're gaining 3 inches.
More benefits. Yeah, exactly.
So it's
and then also.
Yeah, go.
It's a lot bigger. So the Hidden Blade, if chosen as the army's primary detachment, the controller player must choose 1 and a maximum of 3 units from its elite and or fast attack choices. These, along with any attached independent characters, are held in reserve and treated entirely separate reserve units in the game, and do not count towards drop pod assault, etc. The controlling player must then, after deployment, but before the game begins, listing 2 or 3 or 4. This then. Sorry.
I think we're losing you quite a lot. Have you got those rules? Have you got those rules to hand, Will?
I don't. I didn't manage to find them.
No worries. That's fine. I can read the. I'll read the Mariscara stuff. No problems. Sorry, James.
That's right. Yeah, my internet has been awful today. My phone keeps cutting out on it as well. So
no problem. So we've got, as James said, the open blade, add 1 inch to normal movement and run and charge in the first player turn. On their first player turn. And then there's the hidden blade, which is the sneaky outflanking reserve shenanigans.
Yes.
If chosen as the army's primary detachment, the controlling player must choose a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 3 units from its elite and or fast attack choices. These, along with any attached independent characters, are held in reserve and treated entirely separately from any other reserve units in the game, which theoretically means you could have more than 50% of your army in reserves, which is pretty sweet.
Yes, indeed.
And so do not count towards drop pod assault, army maximum reserves, etc., which is what we just said. The controlling player must then, after deployment but before the game begins, secretly write a note listing either turn 2, 3, or 4 as the turn on which they wish for their Hidden Blade units to arrive. This note is then left face down in plain sight until the chosen turn arrives. When the chosen player turn arrives, the note is shown to their opponent and the Hidden Blade revealed. Hidden Blade units arrive from reserve as normal and gain the outflank special rule, which is pretty sweet.
Yes,
really.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that's fairly good.
Yeah. I mean, especially if I know I've just seen Jodie's joined us. Welcome, Jodie. Especially if one were to play with Jodie's favourite unit in the game, javelins.
Javelin.
So I don't know if do they have outflank already? Do javelins get scout? I don't believe they do as default. So if you just take a couple of units of multiple multi-melter javelins, for example.
Yep.
Hi Mark, how you doing? Then they can outflank in whatever turn,
which is pretty nice.
4 that you want them to, which is pretty sweet. How about a Contemptor Talon?
I like the sound of that.
Which could be quite nice. Just turn.
Javelins already have outflank.
Javelins have it already. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Just put it on some Contemptors.
Yeah, exactly. Contemptor Talons, or any other options really. That would be or Sicarans, maybe. Just some nasty
Sicaran Punisher outflanking.
Yes, yeah, that would do it. Or potentially even the Plasma Destroyer thing.
Also a good shout.
Because that's quite short-ranged. I mean, it's not brilliant, but it's quite short-ranged, and it could potentially do a bit of damage if it did manage to get up close, like in an outflanking situation.
The only problem would be that you'd have to have a Punisher that looks terrible. I really don't like it.
Can you fast attack?
Yeah, elite or fast, yeah.
Sicarians aren't fast attack, are they?
No, but they're elite. Oh no, they're heavy. Oh, they're heavy support in 30k, aren't they? Yeah. Damn it.
Are they?
Yeah, they're heavy support.
Oh, well, those specific ones? Or
no, all Sicarans. They're only elite.
Oh, of course, yes, because Armored Breakthrough lets you take them as elite.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Myself confused. That's what a shame. So ignore that last 3 minutes if anybody is interested in actually learning correct rules.
Javelins, land speeders, contemptors.
Yep. What else is in fast? You've got all the flyers, but they don't really need outflank.
Yeah, but outflanking quad heavy bolt rapier batteries.
You can't take stuff that's heavy, slow, unpurposeful, or immobile. And I believe rapier batteries. Actually, no, I don't think they're any of those things, are they?
I don't think they are.
Artillery.
Actually.
That's true. There's no restriction on artillery. There are some restrictions to this right of war. Punishers look good if you paint them black with the skull covering the hole. I think you're probably right, Callum. I think that would look pretty awesome.
That would be a very cool Punisher, I have to say.
So the limitations for this right of war. Detachments using this right of war may not field units with the immobile, heavy, or slow and purposeful special rules. So no Cataphracti Terminators.
Nope.
No fortifications, obviously.
That's such a shame.
It specifies that in a minute anyway. What else is heavy and slow and purposeful? I actually can't think of anything off the top of my head.
No.
I'm pretty sure quad mortars in that are as well. I'm just looking.
Yeah. No tarantula turrets.
Nope.
Something that's immobile. Technically, it means no drop pods, but drop pods only become immobile after they've already landed. So I think you can get away with that. Because the other problem is that means the Last of the Serrated Sun list for word bearers is functionally impossible to play. Yes. But we'll disregard that one. Detachments using this right of war must take a Legion champion as a second compulsory HQ choice.
That's not.
So that would restrict, or rather, that would mean that you can't do chaplain and forge lord. Yeah,
but it's not super restrictive. I don't think that.
No, especially if you put him on a jet bike with a Phoenix Power Spear.
Yep, exactly. there are advantages
developing here.
Yeah.
Primary detachments using this right of war may not take fortifications or allied Space Marine Legion detachments. So no allies from Space Marines, which is interesting because you could have a Mechanicum or a Solar Auxiliary allied list if you wanted to, but you can't take extra Marines. And finally, if the Slay the Warlord secondary objective is being used in the mission and the army using this right of war fails to slay the enemy warlord, then the opposing side gains 1 additional victory point.
That's annoying.
It's kind of cool, though.
It is cool. It is cool, but it is a little bit annoying.
It is. Well, yes, but equally, I'd be surprised. I'd be a bit surprised if they didn't. Obviously, it depends entirely on what the warlord is, but surely that's the whole point. You've got fast-moving, hard-hitting.
Yeah, no, I think it makes sense, and it is sort of fluffy and cool, but it could prove to be annoying.
Yeah. I mean, you're the king of the if this doesn't happen, or if this happens, give the opponent shed loads of victory points.
If you roll a 6, lose D3 victory points.
Well, I was more talking about the if you lose more units.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, like.
But yeah.
So I'm still here. I'll just turn my camera off to see if it stops me dropping out.
Okay. Right, okay. So James is going to be invisible for a little while, but he is still lurking in the background. So don't say anything mean about him.
Yeah, don't be mean to James.
No more than you.
I'm still here.
So overall, I like it as a right of war. Actually,
yeah,
there are other ones better.
Third company. In fact, they've got 3. In fact, they do. One of the Shattered Legions requires an Emperor's Children warlord.
Really?
Fair enough.
Yes, really.
I didn't know that. What is that?
I can't remember. I'll find it. I'll find it a little bit later on once we've talked about the Third Company Elite.
Yeah.
But I like the Maruscara. It fits with their pre-Noise Marine fluff.
Yes.
In my mind. It feels maybe a little bit like they're trying to emulate the White Scars in that it's all about speed and encircling.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
But I still think it fits. It works quite well. You could probably do quite a decent list mirroring Jodie's Raven Guard, actually. You could do quite a good list with the Emperor's Children. Loads of Assault Marines and javelins and stuff. I think that would work quite well. Yeah. Obviously, they don't get all of the treats that the Raven Guard get, but I still think that would work quite well for them. And then just a load of jet bikes with Phoenix Power Spears and stuff. Just to be annoying.
I would be inclined to agree, actually. I think...
Quickly, before we do go on to the next Rite of War, should we go over the units? Because the next Rite of War does include one of the units.
Yes, I think we will. You are correct, Callum. I think that would be a nice little fluffy thing for them to have. Because they are...
they should be. Yeah, I agree with that as well, actually.
I think that would be very cool, actually, if they had to do that.
I do think
all the stories...
Yeah, it's all about leading from the front and getting all the glory.
Yeah.
I do think that is quite harsh, however, because you take from the front.
Yes.
So
look out, sir.
You do, but on characters, it's only a 4-up. It's only on independent characters that it's a 2-up.
I feel like maybe if they did have that, they would have another rule that was 2-up. Look out, sir, for their
possibly
characters.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, I think it would be a very cool thing to see. I would
definitely.
I think that would be awesome.
They're all about hogging the glory, aren't they? That's what they're glory hogs.
Yes. Yeah, very much so.
That's baddest mother on the board on the battlefield.
Yeah, totally. Right, shall we do? Let's do some units.
So Phoenix Terminator Squad. Ooh. These guys are okay.
Yeah.
So for 265 points, you get 5 Terminators, which includes 4 Phoenix Terminators and 1 Phoenix Champion. They are in Tartarus Terminator armor. They come with a Phoenix Power Spear, so that they do not have any shooting at all.
No, they do not.
No.
They look very cool.
Special rules. Yeah, they do. Legiones Astartes, Implacable Advance, Stubborn.
Nope, breaking up again.
James, you've gone again. Have you got the rules there?
I do, yeah, I'm looking at them now. We got as far as Stubborn, I believe. So they've got two other rules. They've got Sudden Strike and Living Icon.
Okay.
Sudden Strike, models with this special rule gain an additional +1 initiative bonus on any phase in which they charge.
That's quite
Note
useful.
that this is cumulative with any other bonus gained from War Gear, Legion rules, etc. So they could theoretically also they would be initiative 6,
which would help them against what?
Striking before before characters.
Striking before rather than at the same time. So yeah, that could be very helpful.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously they've got Phoenix Spears, so they're strength 5, AP 2 on the charge, which is pretty sweet. And their Living Icon rule. Sorry, James, I've sort of taken over while you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah,
and their Living Icon rule.
Because my internet's so bad.
Yeah, no worries. Living Icon is this unit, and all friendly units with at least one model within 6 inches of it are considered to be victorious in any assault which would otherwise be calculated as a draw.
See, that's quite nice, I think.
It is, but your strength 5, initiative 6, AP 2, what are you likely to draw against?
If you fluff combat, it's a nice it's a nice little kind of backup, I guess.
True, and actually the important thing is that it's models with a unit, units with a model within 6 inches of it as well. So it's not just them that benefit from that.
Yeah, indeed.
Which is pretty cool. It is pretty cool, actually. I like that. That's a good rule. Phoenix Terminator Squad may choose a Land Raider Proteus or Phobos as dedicated transport if it numbers 5 models, or a Spartan Assault Tank if it numbers 10 or more. So you can... 10 or less, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
So you can take dedicated transport Spartans, which is good. I'd never give it a Land Raider Proteus because it's not an assault vehicle. So why are you putting an assault unit in a non-assault vehicle?
Yeah,
that doesn't make much sense to me. You can add 5 additional Phoenix Terminators at 40 points each. So you're looking at 465 points for a maximum unit.
Full squad. Yep.
Then if you were to add on a Spartan, you're looking at another 400 odd points.
Yep. Getting a bit pricey.
Yes. Okay, James, no worries. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Okay.
The champion can take a grenade harness, and the entire squad can have sonic shriekers.
That's
which I like.
It's actually nice. It's nice and fluffy. I like it.
It means that your character dies, you're not stuck without the sonic shriekers if you were banking on them for some reason or another.
This is true. It does give you that redundancy, which is always nice.
Yep.
I do feel, I don't know. I don't like the lack of shooting on them.
No, indeed. They're weapon skill 5.
Yep.
But other than that, they're bog standard Terminators.
Oh, hello. Oh, I think you just cut out for me a sec.
Oh, did I?
Or maybe my internet. I don't know. Anyway, you just went silent for a second. But,
oh, right, okay. You're they're basically bog standard Terminators, but with weapon skill 5.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know you normally would take a transport for Terminators, but for these guys, you have to because they've got no shooting. Unless you deep strike them, I guess.
You can't. They don't have deep strike.
Oh, they don't strike that. Yeah, because it's heresy, isn't it?
No, yes, indeed. They are, however, an elite. So you could, in theory, outflank them in their dedicated transport using Mariscara.
Yes, you could indeed.
Because they're not slow and purposeful.
Nope, that would be a good use for them.
Yes, and they can sweep because they're in Tartarus.
Yes,
which is quite cool. So they're not bad. They're quite pricey, but they're not bad. They're probably sort of on par with most of the Legion specific Terminators. I would have said points wise.
I was going to say they're not like one of the stronger Legion Terminators like the Fire Drakes or
Unit Fire Drakes would smash these, I think.
Yeah, but they're decent.
Yeah, they're all right. They're all right. I don't mind them. They're supposed to be the Fulgrim's bodyguards and his personal retinue. I feel like they should be better if they're going to be Fulgrim's bodyguards.
Yeah, I feel like they don't quite match up to what you'd expect them to be in the fluff.
No. They were providing an impenetrable ring of courage and steel. barring the approach of any enemy who dared challenge their Primarch. They fought in many spheres of battle, from lightning-swift assault forces to veteran tactical units, but it was their Terminators who were most feared, their martial skill all but unmatched across the legions. Apparently.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure that's actually true.
I think this is probably a case of the fluff not matching the crunch.
Yes.
Which is a bit of a shame.
It is.
So the next unit is another elite. We have the Palatine Blade Squad.
See, these guys look cool.
They are quite cool, yeah. I particularly like their fluff, actually, in that they don't form part of the structure of the Legion, particularly.
No.
They're just a load of crazy ninja sword warriors.
Yep.
Happen to be part of the Legion.
Yes.
And I think they're quite cool. So for 135 points, you get 4 Palatine Warriors and a Palatine Prefector.
Yep.
They're infantry, and the Prefector is a character.
Yep.
They come with power armor. The Prefector is in Artificer armor, which is nice.
Yep.
A bolt pistol, a charnable saber, which is a shame.
I was going to say, they're not...
and frag and crack grenades.
Charnable sabers are a little bit...
They're a little bit pants. They've got +1 initiative, I believe, which is useful.
Yeah, which means you're on the charge initiative 6
again.
Yeah. But it's what? Has it got rending?
Dash, I think it's rending.
AP dash rending. So you're probably not going to kill anything with
probably not, no.
Which is a shame.
They have the Legion Astartes rule, obviously. They have counterattack and chosen warriors, which is quite good.
Yep.
But interestingly, it's only on the Palatine Warriors.
Oh, what? Not on the...
Although I suppose he's a character, so he doesn't need it, because he can challenge anyway.
This is true.
So that's not too bad. They can take a Rhino as a dedicated transport, which I probably wouldn't do.
No
They're an
point.
assault unit. You don't want them.
You don't want them in something that they can't charge out of.
No, exactly. Yeah, very odd. You can add 5 more to the unit. They can take at 20 points each.
Okay.
Any member of the squad can exchange their charnable saber for one of the following: a power sword, a power lance, or a phoenix power spear.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
I would probably do that.
Yeah. 10 points per model. So you're looking at adding 50 to 100 points. Of phoenix power spears, which is probably worth it.
Yeah, I think that's...
no worries, Dan. Have a good one, mate. Which is probably worth it, I think.
Yeah, I would pay that.
Yeah. The Prefector can exchange his bolt pistol for a plasma pistol.
Probably wouldn't do that.
Probably wouldn't. He can also take melter bombs. Would do that.
Yep.
Because they're only strength 5.
Oh, of course.
They've got crack grenades, but you'd want a melter gun. Melter bomb.
You kind of need that, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed. And then finally, the entire squad can take Sonic Shriekers.
Yep.
Which is very useful again.
Yep.
And jump packs.
Oh, I would be tempted to give them jump packs.
Oh, I absolutely would too. That adds, again, another 50 to 100 points, depending on how big your unit is.
Yeah. So it's getting a bit pricey, but it means you've got a very nice fast moving unit.
So you're looking at 240 points for 5 guys with power spears and jump packs and melter bombs on the Prefector.
I mean, that is expensive.
It's quite a lot.
That's quite a lot of points.
Yeah.
But do you think they would make their points back?
It depends what you're up against. It always does, obviously.
Yeah.
But in a normal game, if you chuck them against infantry, absolutely they would.
Yeah.
Because they're basically veteran stat lines. They've got 2 attacks each. They're weapon skill 5.
Yep, exactly.
They're pretty good. I do like them. I feel like they're too expensive, personally.
I think they're a little bit too expensive, but I don't think they're... Maybe I wouldn't take them in a completely win at all costs game.
Yeah.
But I would take them in a list and feel like I wasn't shooting myself in the foot.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I think they'd probably work as a bodyguard for Eidolon.
Yes, absolutely.
Although equally a 20-man assault squad would work as a bodyguard for Eidolon. But
I feel like Eidolon works as a bodyguard for Eidolon. Pretty damn awesome.
But yeah, I would, if I were to run Emperor's Children, I would definitely take some Palatine Blades.
Yes, indeed.
I'd take them over the Phoenix Terminators, definitely.
Yep, I would be inclined to agree.
Yeah. Okay, number 3. Let me just make sure there's no restrictions on those two notes. So they can be taken as both loyalists or traitors, depending on which way you
that's
lean.
Quite nice. That's quite nice, actually. I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
So, number 3, Rylanor the Unyielding, Ancient of Rights to the Emperor's Children.
Oh, Rylanor.
Yes, old Rylanor. He has the stat line of a Contemptor Dreadnought. However, he is weapon skill 6.
That's fairly nice.
So he's ballistic skill 5, strength 7, 13, 12, 10, initiative 4, 3 hull points.
Yep.
He is unique. You can only ever take one of him, obviously.
He is.
He has smoke launchers, a searchlight, a Carrier's assault cannon, and a dreadnought close combat weapon with inbuilt heavy flamer.
Nice.
So he's all right. He's not amazing.
No, he's not.
From a war gear perspective.
No,
I don't think.
I would agree. He's
but I like the idea of him.
Yes.
He can only be taken as part of a loyalist faction army, which, if you've read,
kind of makes sense.
One of the books it is. It's not Galaxy in Flames, is it? It's the other one.
Is it? Yeah, it's
Is it book 2? I think it's book 2.
It is,
which I think is Galaxy. Or is it False Gods?
False Gods is the second book, I think.
Yeah. So if you've read the first 3 books, then you'll know why he's loyalist only.
Yes.
He has Atamantic Shielding because he's a Contemptor, obviously.
Yep.
Fleet. He has Crusader.
Yep.
He also has Venerable.
Good.
And he has a rule called Mantle of Glory, which is quite nice.
What does Mantle of Glory do?
So Atamantic Shielding, I'll go through the 3 in the box. Atamantic Shielding is the same as any Contemptor gets. 5 up in vulnerable save against shooting, 6 up in combat, adds 1 to the radius of the blast if he explodes.
Yep, sounds good.
He absolutely can be made from the Calth Contemptor. Yes, James, you're absolutely right.
Yes,
Venerable, Rylanor's player may force results on the vehicle damage chart against him to be re-rolled, which is nice.
Yep, that's always good.
Save him from exploding.
Yep, I do like that.
And Mantle of Glory. To the loyalists of Istvan III, Rylanor was a living icon of the Legion's glory and the perfection and righteousness of their loyalty to the Emperor. Units with the Legiones Astartes Emperor's Children special rule and on the same side as Rylanor, who are within 24 inches, can reroll failed morale checks and add 1 to their score when determining who has won an assault.
That's fairly nice.
It is, especially, and actually, if you combine him with some Phoenix Terminators,
yes, indeed,
then they're counting everything as a draw.
Yep.
Oh, no, sorry, they're victorious in anything which would be a draw.
Yeah.
And they're adding 1 to their result on all of them as well. So they're more likely to. It's all about stacking buffs to help you win combats, basically.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is pretty nice.
I mean, I think that's fairly good. Personally.
Yes, agreed.
That's a nice little buff.
He's 255 points, which is
how much is it?
255.
Sorry,
255.
How much is a normal Contemptor?
With that loadout,
yeah.
Good question, sir. Less, significantly less.
I was going to say he seems quite pricey.
He is quite pricey, I think.
And at the end of the day, I mean, I know he's got vulnerable and that kind of thing, but at the end of the day, a Contemptor isn't impossibly hard to take out.
No. 175, 180, 190, 200.
And so 55, you pay
55 points for Venerable and
that
Crusader.
Yep, that's true.
And that reroll morale checks and +1 to their score when determining who wins an assault.
I don't know. I mean, what's Venerable is normally what, like 20 points in? Well, was in 7th edition. Venerable was like,
I can't remember, to be honest.
I don't know. I feel like maybe he's a little bit overpriced for all of that.
Yeah, maybe
not significantly. Maybe 10 or 15 points maximum.
Yeah.
But my big worry is you've got essentially 250 points in a Contemptor chassis, which, you know, even with Venerable, it's quite easy to neutralize it. All you need is a shaken, and then you know,
absolutely true.
You know, even with the reroll, as soon as you get a pen, you've made it not shoot or at least snap shoot next turn.
Yeah. I mean, and he's only got a Carrier's assault cannon, so losing his shooting isn't terrible.
No, but at the same time, it's not exactly that scary. Even
true.
True. I don't know. I think he's good. I think he's okay. I would probably try him out a few times.
Yeah, I'd probably take him in a loyalist army.
Yes,
I would have said.
but I don't think he's super duper amazing.
No. But now we get on to the unit that could potentially be super duper amazing.
Yeah, what's that?
The Cacophony of the Emperor's Children.
They are amazing.
So these are the proto Noise Marines, I guess. The first
Yeah.
incarnation of the Noise Marines to appear in the Emperor's Children.
Yes.
After the what was it called? What do we remember? The Maraviglia, I believe, was the sort of opera thing that
Yes.
Becca Kinska put on at the end of
where everything went a little bit crazy.
Yes, everything went a little bit crazy. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I have. I have a mental image of that. Have you seen From Dusk Till Dawn? The band that have like the human bodies as the guitars and everything. That's exactly how I picture it.
That's really good. I like that. I'd not thought of that before. I like that.
Yeah,
that's good. So for 145 points, you get 4 Cora and 1 Orchestrator.
Okay.
Stat-wise, they're just Marines.
Yep.
The Orchestrator's just a sergeant, so +1 attack and +1 leadership.
Uh-huh.
They're 4s across the board, one wound, 1 attack each. Leadership 8, 3+ save. Hello, Craig, I think is Kiblams. I'm sorry if I've got you confused with somebody else. And John, hello as well. Wargear-wise, they have power armor, the Cacophony, which we'll come to in a second, which is basically their weapons.
Yeah, indeed.
Bolt pistol, combat blade or chainsword on the Orchestrator. So he actually has 3 attacks because they've got bolt pistols too.
Yep.
Frag grenades, crack grenades, and they all come with sonic shriekers.
Which is nice.
Which is quite nice. Special rules wise, they have Legiones Astartes, obviously, and they also have Stubborn.
That's pretty good.
Which is also nice, yeah, indeed. They can take a Rhino as a dedicated transport if they want to. They can also only be taken as part of a traitor faction, which
that makes sense.
Is sort of obvious and makes sense.
Yeah.
You can include up to 5 additional Cora at 20 points each, so 245 points for a max squad. Isn't too bad, actually, given what they can do.
I was going to say, that doesn't seem too bad, actually.
No, indeed. The Orchestrator can take a melter bomb, can replace the bolt pistol for a plasma pistol, can exchange the combat blade for a power weapon or a power fist, and can upgrade to artificer armor. I probably would maybe give him a power weapon, but interestingly, he can take a power spear because he can take a power fist.
Okay.
Is that how it works?
I would probably give him this. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, he can take a spear.
I would be kind of tempted to.
Yeah, maybe. It's only 15 points. It's probably not a bad idea, just to give him a bit of poke when it comes to combat.
Yeah, exactly. Almost a little bit of a charge deterrent, potentially.
Yeah, I think that's all right.
Yeah.
So, the Cacophony. The Cacophony manifests as a variety of experimental and unique psychosonic weapons made from an irrational fusion of imperial and alien technology, wedded with the whispered secrets of nightmare intelligences from beyond. Okay. These unstable devices are able to unleash blasts of screaming, discordant energy that can rupture flesh and incinerate metal. Their most terrifying ability, however, is to open up the minds of those they touch to the manifold and fatal horrors of the warp.
Sounds about right.
So they sound awesome.
Yes, they certainly
based on that description.
They certainly do.
So, the Cacophony. Range 36, strength 5, AP 5.
I mean, that's already...
Did I say strength 6? Strength 6, AP 5. I beg your pardon.
Okay. Strength 6.
AP 5. 36-inch range.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, at the moment...
Yeah. They are heavy 2.
Yep. That makes them a bit better.
They get hot.
Makes them a bit worse.
They have pinning.
That makes them pretty good in...
Makes them all right. But they also have biopsychic shock.
Yep.
So biopsychic shock, keep track of how many wounds are caused on a particular unit by weapons with this special rule separately. At the end of the shooting phase, all units with leadership values and who do not have the fearless rule and that have suffered 1 or more unsaved wounds from weapons with the biopsychic shock special rule must take a leadership test with a negative modifier equal to the wounds they suffered. So, for example, a unit which suffered 3 wounds from weapons with the biopsychic shock special rule would take the test at -3. If the test is failed, then the unit immediately suffers D6 wounds at AP2 instant death with no cover saves possible. The player controlling the unit selects which models suffer these wounds, and the chosen models need not be closest in the unit.
See, that makes them very, very good.
It does, but they're only AP5.
True, but as soon as they're good strength, you're winning on 2s against against Marines.
True.
And then they've got 2 shots each, so you're forcing saves a little bit.
Yes, true.
And at the end of the day, a 3-up save, they don't, people fail 3-up saves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're taking potentially AP2 wounds afterwards.
Well, yeah, anything, yeah, D6 AP2 instant death. So even if you sneak a wound through on some fire drakes,
I was going to say,
you're potentially wiping a unit of fire drakes. It's unlikely to happen.
No, but it could happen, and I think it's worth it. I think they're worth taking just to worry the enemy, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think you're right. Especially, and this is where we jump back to the next book, which is the Age of Darkness Army List book, where it's got all the rights of war.
Yes, I think with the right, they get
indeed the 3rd Company Elite.
They get infinitely better with the.
They do indeed.
With the right of war.
Let me find it. Where are we? 3rd Company Elite. There we go. So, this right of war represents a concentration of Emperor's children legionaries who have submitted themselves to implantation with sonic shriekers or who bear the fearsome sonic weaponry of the cacophony into battle. In particular, it may be used to represent the 3rd Company of the Emperor's children under Captain Marius Verosian in the early days of their damnation.
Yay!
So he was the one that went utterly mental.
Yeah, he was the captain of the 3rd Company, I want to say.
Indeed.
Yes.
So the cacophony are heavy support. Normally.
Yep.
So if you take this right of war, then they may be taken as troops choices.
Yep.
And all cacophony squads in the army gain relentless,
which is huge.
Which is pretty awesome with a heavy 2 gun. It's pretty awesome.
I mean, to be fair, they have a 36-inch range already.
They do.
So that's fairly good anyway. Like even if you did need to keep them still, but just having that ability to move them around, is so useful.
Even if it's just to back away from something a little bit.
Exactly.
It's pretty awesome. And the second effect is called Sonic Assault. Any infantry unit equipped with power armor or artificer armor may take Sonic Shriekers at +2 points per model. All eligible models in a squad must be equipped if this option is taken.
Yeah.
So you could take a 20-man tactical squad all with Sonic Shriekers if you wanted to.
Yes.
Or you could just give them to everything, basically, which is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that would be a little bit crazy.
Yes, I like it.
But cool, yes.
Yeah. Now, the restrictions are... they're not so bad, really. It can only be taken by traitors, obviously.
Yep, that makes sense.
Detachments using this right of war may not take a Space Marine allied detachment, so no buddies to hang around with them.
That makes sense.
And any allies taken in the army count as 1 level worse than normal in the Age of Darkness allies matrix. So fellow warriors become distrusted allies, for example.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of reasonable.
It is,
I don't think that's anything too overwhelmingly bad.
No, I don't think so. I think it's fine.
Because I mean, I don't know. I suppose it is nice to take allies, but you don't need to take allies. It's not something that is always going to impact your game.
No, indeed,
So.
I think it's a fairly good one, a fairly good right of war actually. I think it's probably better overall than the Marascara because it makes cacophony troops and they are pretty awesome.
Yes, they are. I think they're very good, especially with the buffs they get.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
I don't think I've got the Shattered Legions in this book. I think they're in the other one. If you bear with me 2 seconds, I'll go and find out about their third. Go and find the book with their 3rd right of war. Well, I say that it's not technically their right of war.
No, it's one where they're sort of.
But because it requires an Emperor's Children warlord,
yes.
Where the hell is that book?
I don't know. Where did you put it?
There it is. I found it. No, but yeah, as I said, because it requires an Emperor's Children warlord, it sort of makes it one of theirs, really. Here we go. Shattered Legions 202. It's a pretty big book, this. This is in book number 6 in the Horus Heresy series, Retribution. The big black book.
Okie doke.
Where are we?
I don't know. Where are you?
I'm in Reading. I don't know where you. I assume you're in Oxford.
I am in Oxford.
Right. So, that's the one. Right. Okay. So it's a Shattered Legion unique Rite of War. So you have to be running a Shattered Legion.
Yep.
If you want it, it's called Hunter Killer Mission.
Okay.
So the effects are Legion reconnaissance squads are not subject to the support special rule, and Seeker squads may be taken as non-compulsory troop choices.
Sorry, remind me, what is the support special rule?
It means they can't be taken as compulsory.
Okay, that's what I
So
thought.
generally things like support squads, the all flamer guys,
can't be taken.
Can't be compulsory.
Yep.
So you get scouts essentially as troop, which is fine. Enemy units that are entirely wiped out earn their army an additional victory point in missions where victory points are used to determine the winner.
Okay.
Unit is destroyed in a sweeping advance, then not 1 but D3 additional points are rewarded. So it's all about killing the crap out of the enemy.
Yep.
And when rolling to determine which table edge an outflanking unit arrives, if a 6 is rolled, the controlling player may choose to bring that unit into play from any table edge they wish, including the opposing player or their own table edge. So it's a bit like old school acute senses for the Space Wolves.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry, I beg your pardon. Operate behind enemy lines, wasn't it, for the scouts, for the Wolf Scouts?
I thought they had. I thought that was what acute senses did as well.
No, acute senses is re-roll.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Edge. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
So the buffs are all right.
Yeah, I mean it's not too shabby.
Right. Restrictions wise, it can only be used by traitors.
Yep.
The warlord has to have the Emperor's Children special rule.
That makes sense.
It must contain units from at least 2 different units. From at least 2 different legions.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But this is the big one. The army may never earn victory points for controlling objective markers, terrain, or areas of the table.
What? How do you win games?
By wiping out enemy units in games where there are victory points for wiping out. I was
going to say you're just hoping for a victory point game.
Yep, you are indeed.
Or you're just hoping to completely table your opponent. And,
yes. So these Hunter Killer missions, the Shattered Legion specific one, they were sent out after Istvan V to hunt down the remnants of the Loyalist Shattered Legions.
I mean, I get it; it's fluffy and I like it, but from a game like a game.
Oh yeah, you'd never take it to a tournament, for example.
No, it's definitely not.
It's a bit lacking, but I like it from, as you say, from a fluff point of view.
Yeah, I think it's very cool.
So Kickoff and I get a big tick and a big thumbs up for us.
Yes, Kickoff and I are very good.
Especially in the 3rd Company Elite Rite of War.
I think before they are without that they are good, and I think they're worth taking. But I think in that Rite of War they become one of the best things of the Legion.
Yeah, I've just had a second thought about that.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced I would want to take them outside of 3rd Company Elite because they're heavy support.
They are. It depends.
There's too much other good stuff in heavy support.
It depends how much you need anti-tank, I guess.
Well, it's not even that. Normal Sikaran. Whirlwind Scorpius.
True. This is true.
Deredeo, if you need some anti-air. There's a lot of good stuff in heavy support.
Heavy support is a very crowded category. That is very true.
3rd Company Elite, I'd run them every day of the week.
Yes,
absolutely, and twice on Sundays.
What about Saturdays?
No, still only once, I think. So
no, you are quite right. Right. In a normal, when you have to compete for heavy support slots, it's always difficult, especially in a Legion list where there are lots of good choices for heavy support.
Agreed. So yeah, I personally would run them in 3rd Company and probably not anywhere else. But a lot of people run them in normal lists or in Mariscaras, and they seem to work really well. But it's personal preference at the end of the day, isn't it?
If you knew what you were coming up against, is there any time you would take them over anything else in heavy support, like a specific army you think they would perform the better at? because obviously it's AP2 instant death. So
Yeah.
maybe against, if you knew you were coming up against the Mechanicum, they've got a lot of
but generally
stuff.
Yes, but generally that stuff's at least toughness 6.
Yeah.
So it's harder to sneak those wounds through. Yes, their armor save is only 4 up on the big stuff normally.
Yeah.
But it's harder to sneak the wounds through because their toughness is higher. Yeah, probably if I was tailoring against, probably would. But then equally, I'd take an Arcus with the instant death stuff, that instant death missiles that gets against Mechanicum.
Yeah, indeed. I suppose what it is good against potentially is the legions which have got multi-wound terminators.
Yes,
because you're insta killing them. What about? I suppose I was going to say. It might be good against like Custodians, but obviously you've got to get through their 2-up saves.
Indeed, but then that's the same as Legion-specific terminators.
Yeah.
And if you're chucking out 10 shots for a unit of 5 guys, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s.
There's the thing about the Custodians is your weight of fire, even though it's only 2 shots each, you're getting a lot of shots on relatively few Custodians.
Yes.
So you are going to force those saves through.
Yeah.
So I actually think it would be quite good against Custodians because they're not Eternal Warrior.
This is true. Yeah, this is true. Yeah,
but I know what you mean.
They've got pluses and they've got minuses in my mind.
I know what you mean though. I think I would struggle to justify taking them a lot of the time against other heavy support options. Yeah.
But third company elite, I'd take 6 squads of them in troops.
Yeah, because
if points allowed, obviously.
They're just straight up better tactical Marines. Slightly more expensive, but they're straight up better in every way. I think.
I would agree.
I should be back.
Hello.
Yay!
Hello.
Welcome back.
So sorry, guys, my internet has been awful tonight.
No worries. So while I quickly step into the other room to grab a beer, do you have anything to add on what we've just talked about between those 2 rites of war and the Cacophony?
The Cacophony, I love, like, model-wise, they're amazing.
Yes,
they're really they're really nice models. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, all right, I've turned all my stuff down. Right, I really like the models. The third company elite is the only way I would use heavy support. All your useful stuff is in your heavy support options. As Matt said, your whirlwinds, because the best thing to support that army would be things like whirlwinds.
Yeah,
like
indeed.
your Arcuses.
I agree.
Like jet fights, and Cacophony moving forward, and things like that.
I absolutely agree. They're definitely they're amazing in third company. They're not. I don't think they're bad, but there's just other better stuff.
Did you
agreed
in a regular?
What are they called? Oh no, you haven't got that far yet.
Nope.
What? Wait, how far?
Oh no, did you get to Eidolon? Did you do it?
Nope. Wait, that's the next page.
We have not done Mr. Eidolon.
Oh, Palatine Blades. They're the
we went over Palatine Blades. I really like them.
I like them. I like them. I don't think they're anything special though.
They are when you give them jump packs and spears.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about the Terminators.
Phoenix
Terminators.
They're pointless.
The Palatine Blades. Yes. I like them. I think they look cool, and I think they're good.
They do look very cool. Actually, that's a kit that I really like the look of.
Yes.
Have you still got them for your Dark Angels?
I do actually.
Yeah, because they make really good sergeants.
They make really good sergeants.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
sorry, James.
A lot of people use them to make like characters.
Yeah, exactly. Which they do very well because they look. I mean, I wouldn't use more than the 5 I've got. I don't think, but because they each, I think 2 of them are copied, but they look unique and good, and they look quite imposing enough to be.
I think they'd make brilliant Blood Angel characters as well.
Yes,
actually, because they're all ornate and stuff. Quick question before we move on to Eidolon. Craig, what are you running as troops in your 1,000 points? If you're having that sort of trouble with militia and stuff, I'd be interested to hear that. In fact, I'd be interested to hear what you run as 1,000 points at the moment.
I think he's running Contemptors Breaches in his list.
Okay. That explains the 400 points of troops.
Breaches as well. If low breaches for under 1,000 points.
Yeah, they're very pricey.
If I cut out,
no, you broke up a little bit, but I think I did get the majority of what you were saying.
Yeah. Basically, breaches at 1,000 point level, they're way too expensive for what they are.
Unless you're playing Zone Mortalis.
Yeah.
Yeah, breaches.
Just because a tactical squad all loaded out is only 200 points.
Yeah.
Where a breach is 300, I think. Or the best part.
Yeah, they're at least 250. They're crazy expensive.
Yeah. So that's. I know breaches are amazing. I love them. But they are really expensive for what they do.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, Commander Eidolon.
Yes, Lord Commander Eidolon.
This guy because I've come up against him many times, and every time he smashed me in the face.
Yeah,
that Thunderhammer.
He is the Auric Hammer, the
nasty.
exemplar, Lord Commander Primus of the Emperor's Children. So for
literally,
sorry, go for me.
Sorry. So every time I've come up against him, the guy have always ran his own as well, like solely, not joined him to anything. They run him on his own, and he just smashes.
I actually also really like the model.
Yeah, with a helmet. I prefer him with the helmet.
I don't know. I like the Natalie Dormer look.
He was kind of okay until he was forced by.
Oh no! I never liked Eidolon. I never liked Eidolon. He was always a bit of a dick.
Before he was forced to go and get all these manipulations done to his body, and that it kind of seemed to be okay.
No.
He was always a dick.
No.
You know, when he was on Murder, was it Murder?
Yeah,
with the Blood Angels. He was just, and then he got shown up by the Sons of Horus or whatever.
Yes. He was almost as bad as Erebus.
Well,
no, he wasn't. He was along similar veins in my mind to Erebus. I absolutely detest Erebus, and I very much dislike Eidolon.
Yeah, I mean, I hate Eidolon with a passion, but no one's anywhere near as bad as Erebus. No one could ever be as bad as Erebus. No. Like, I think I prefer Horus to Erebus.
Yeah. But anyway, we're getting off track. So Eidolon, 185 points. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks, leadership 10, 2 up save.
Yep.
So, he's a Praetor. I think that's pretty much Praetor stats.
Yep.
Across the board.
He's he should. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, that's Praetor stats.
Skill was one more, but yeah.
But he comes with Artificer armor as well. So he's got Artificer armor, a mastercrafted Thunderhammer, an Archaeotech pistol, frag and crack grenades, a Sonic Shrieker, and an Iron Halo. So 2+ save, 4 up invulnerable.
Yep.
Not bad.
Yep.
Special rules: Emperor's Children, Legion Astartes, obviously independent character, Master of the Legion, so you can take rights of war with him. He has Thunderous Charge, Death Scream, Warlord's Pride, and Precision Strike, which is quite useful.
That's very nice, actually.
I love the Death Scream is awesome.
Yes, it is. It
is very, very...
So he can only be taken as a traitor, which is sensible if you've read the books.
He is a bit of a traitor.
His warlord trait is coordinated assault. It's a fixed one for him because he's a special character. Eidolon and all friendly units within 12 inches add 1 to their results when rolling for charge distance, which is quite nice, especially if you could potentially combine it with a turn 1 charge, because then you're actually adding 2 to your charge roll.
So I don't know if you said this because I didn't hear you say it, but you may have done. But he can take a jump pack.
He can indeed. That was going to be my next sentence.
Sorry, my bad.
That's all right. 20 points can buy him a jump pack, so 205 points.
Which goes quite nicely with his warlord.
It does, yeah. And obviously the Legion Astartes rules gives you +1. Oh, sorry, the Marus excuse me, gives you +1 to charge in turn 1.
Yep, exactly. So
that's not bad. So you've got an assault squad with a 13-inch move.
Yep.
Because they get +1 to movement, and then you can charge.
I mean, it's still quite a long bomb charge, but you could,
very much
in theory, get
very much so.
Get a good charge off.
So he has the Thunderous Charge special rule. He is an arrogantly aggressive combatant, skilled in striking down his enemies with a single contemptuous blow like a thunderbolt from the heavens. On any turn in which he charges into assault, he may ignore the effect of the Unwieldy rule with his Thunderhammer.
Which is huge.
Yes.
So just think, right? That's 5 attacks.
Yes.
On the turn he charges.
Weapon skill 6.
Hang on a second. Is a Thunderhammer specialist?
Yes, it is. No, a Power Fist is. I don't know.
Power Fist is. I don't think a Thunderhammer is.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's potentially 7 attacks. Sorry, 6 attacks. I think that's
two-handed.
Are they?
I don't know. I do not know, actually.
I'm frantically trying to find it. I think they're in the rule book.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's either 5 or 6 attacks.
Yeah.
Weapon skill 6, initiative 5, strength 8, AP 2, concussive.
Yeah, which is pretty huge.
It's pretty good, and it's mastercrafted.
Especially the fact that it's concussive, because if you charge him in with other stuff, and you hit like a Praetor or something, then obviously everything else can chuck attacks into the Praetor as well before he gets to swing.
Indeed.
Because concussive comes into effect at the initiative step, not at the end of the phase or anything, doesn't it?
Indeed, it does.
And so that's
pretty sweet. He's pretty cool. Quick
question.
Yep.
Does concussive work against vehicles?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so, but I would have to double check.
Because if you charged him and say a squad with some melter bombs into like a Leviathan,
you'd be striking at the same time, is it? Do you want to just double check that quickly? Do you want to Googleize it for us while we're going through? Because I can't remember. So he has the
rule book.
Right, okay. So he has the Death Scream special rule. Eidolon has been the recipient of Xenos technological implants and experimentation by his Legion's Tech Marines and the ministrations of Chief Apothecary Fabius. His implanted sonic shrieker is capable of discharging in a destructive howl able to break bones and rupture flesh. This counts as a weapon with the following profile. Template, so it's like a flamer template.
Yep.
Oh, concussive doesn't. Okay, thanks, Craig.
No, it doesn't. I just had to look.
I did actually just think maybe it's on an unsaved.
It's unsaved wound.
Yeah.
So
cool. Right, brilliant. Thanks, Craig, very much. It's only strength 2.
Yeah.
And it's AP dash.
It's a specialist weapon.
Oh, okay, it's specialist. Okay, yeah. So he's got 5 attacks on the charge. With his 5 attacks on the charge, strength 8, AP 2, initiative 6.
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal.
Pretty brutal.
So it's strength 2 template, assault 1, it's rending and pinning, and 1 use only.
Yep.
I mean, it's nice purely for the rending and pinning.
Yes, very much so. It's pretty cool. I like it. Sorry, go ahead.
A 10-man tactical squad, and he managed to cover like the majority of the squad, and I think 5 of them just vanished through the scream because his dice were like, he was so hot on his dice, and the rending just even like my sergeant just went, there's nothing I can do.
It's frustrating. It's really frustrating when that happens, actually.
Yeah.
His final special rule is Warlord's Pride. If he's part of your army, then he will always be the army's warlord, regardless of the leadership values of other HQ choices, unless Fulgrim is also present. He doesn't roll on the warlord traits, but he uses that coordinated assault warlord trait that we spoke about earlier.
Which seems pretty fair. I mean, that's standard special character stuff, really.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I like him. From a rules perspective.
Yeah, I agree.
He is a very strong character.
Yeah. For 205 points, with a jump pack. He's pretty brutal.
I was going to say, I would probably always give him a jump pack.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Running with an assault squad.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, now that you mention it, the Palatine Blades with their jump packs wouldn't be a bad shout for him.
Yeah. That gets very expensive though.
True. That is very true.
But yeah, I like the idea of that quite a lot. Next special character is a loyalist. And we know that James is a fan of this chap.
Mr. Boring McBoring.
I love this dude.
His rules are so dull. Like
his rules are mental.
To be honest, right? He's like a poor man's
he's like a poor man's tactical marine.
His rules are really bizarre. So this is Captain Saul Tarvitz, officer of the Emperor's Children and the honor of his legion.
Yeah.
He has 135 points.
Ouch.
For that, you get weapon skill 6, ballistic skill strength and toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks, leadership 10, and a 2-up save. So he has artificer armor, he has a sniper rifle, a bolt pistol, a charnable broadsword, frag and crack grenades, and a refractor field. So he's 2-up, 5-up, which, is all right.
Yep, I mean...
special rules, he has independent character, Legiones Astartes, Emperor's Children, Master of the Legion, and Preferred Enemy, Emperor's Children. So it's very situational.
Yep.
He has a fixed warlord trait of Master of Defense.
Yep.
Saul Tarvitz and any unit he joins has the counterattack special rule while within their own deployment zone.
Ooh.
It's all right. It's not amazing, but it's all right. He has the charnable broadsword is his melee weapon, which is a much heavier version of a traditional Terran dueling blade. Tarvitz has mastered this weapon and made it his own.
Okay.
It is strength +1, AP 5, rending, two-handed, and has the duelist's edge special rule. Duelist's Edge. When fighting in a challenge, the user of this weapon gains a +1 bonus to their initiative score.
So, he's hitting at initiative 7.
The charge
6.
If you include the...
I beg your pardon. Yeah, 7 if he charges and gets in a challenge. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yep. So he's hitting before or at the same time as Primarchs.
He is, but
he's
strength 5.
Yep, and it's
with AP, 4 attacks.
AP 5 and relying on rending.
Indeed.
I'm not so sold I would be scared of him.
The other thing that doesn't make any sense is he has a sniper rifle and he's ballistic skill 4.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've never seen that. Yeah. I've never read that he's had a sniper rifle. What the hell?
It's a modified bolter, apparently.
Why?
I have no idea.
In the books, he never shoots a gun.
No, he doesn't. You're right.
He doesn't shoot a sniper rifle.
No, he doesn't. No. I don't know. He feels a bit.
I think he
doesn't know what he's supposed to be.
It's like they've tried to clone Sigismund, but not quite got there.
Yeah.
By not quite got there, you mean
he's trying to
subsector.
It's like they've tried to make a dulled down version of him.
I just think he seems incredibly dull. He doesn't have anything exciting about him.
No, his sword is pretty pants.
He feels like a special character tactical marine. Like he's just a slightly souped up, boring.
Why hasn't his sword got AP 3 as standard?
Yeah. Well, why is it two-handed?
Yeah.
Or why doesn't because he supposedly mastered it, why doesn't he have some kind of rule? Or why doesn't he have more attacks? He's got 3 attacks with an AP 5 sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think he's all that great.
Having said that, 135 points for Master of the Legion, if you're running a loyalist army, isn't bad.
No, this is true. He's
cheaper than a Praetor.
He is much cheaper than
Mine
he would
end up around 160.
Yeah, they're 100 base, aren't they? So you could get a Naked Praetor for cheaper. You could take a Delegatus for cheaper, which is probably what I'd do, actually, if I was going to take a Loyalist faction instead of taking Tarvitz.
But it's the whole fact of taking Tarvitz, and then you run Rythenor as well. And then you run just loads of heavy support squads.
Yeah.
But the whole city is the heavy support squads scattered about in the ruins, while you've got Soltarvitz and his best friend. I can never remember his name.
Lucius.
That's it. Lucius. Probably goes
evil.
Yeah. And they're in that kind of ruined building with all the heavy guns around them shooting, and that's kind of what I picture around Soltarvitz. And the books make Soltarvitz sound so epic.
Yeah.
But his rules and character in the game are very lackluster.
Yes. Mediocre.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't show you the true hero that he is.
Yeah, definitely. I think his warlord trait should be some kind of buff to units around him.
Yes.
In your own deployment zone. I don't think just giving him a unit counterattack is worth it.
No, they should get something to show that they never give up, and that
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't even have
people fearless. He should have. He should make
something like that, because they were literally in the fluff. They were literally just there, knowing they were going to die, and they still kept fighting on. He should have something epic, because he's sort of, in my mind, Tarvitz is the first sort of the first main loyalist. I mean, apart from maybe Loken, but Tarvitz is sort of the main first named character that stands up against the heresy and dies fighting it.
I mean, he stands toe to toe with Khan. I mean, he's
the first named major casualty in my book. I think Loken does die in the books before him, but I don't know. For me, Loken dies to Abaddon, but Tarvitz dies to their heresy, if that makes sense.
Yes.
They're kind of going on.
Loken is fighting Abaddon, and that's his enemy, but Tarvitz, he's fighting the heresy.
Yeah, because it's the proper embodiment of the whole brother against brother.
Yeah, exactly. He's the embodiment of the first resistance against the first.
I get it. Yeah,
he's the one getting the word out to people about.
Yeah. Yeah, he should be hugely. I don't know. I don't feel they've done.
Even if he gave a benefit to reserves or something, because
the only reason why I think they've done him and made him quite boring is because they do say in the book that he's not anything special.
This is true.
No, he's just
they literally say he's
captain,
yeah, exactly. They literally say he's a good line captain, but he'll never.
They always say about him. They're always we always need good line captains.
But he's never going to be an Abaddon or a Loken or a Khan, or he's never going to be one of their main named captains.
This factor seems to have brought him disregard by the likes of Lord Commander Eidolon as a mediocrity, but history was to prove otherwise.
Yeah.
Totally. Baz, how you doing, mate? What an intro. What an entrance.
Yeah, I just you want him to be so much better than he is, but
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is unfortunate.
Disappointing is my word on him, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
And finally, we've been going for almost 2 hours.
I need to go at 11.
Finally, the big man himself, the Phoenician, the Prefector of Chemos, High Lord of the Emperor's Children, Fulgrim the Illuminator. I feel like I'm like a ring announcer or something.
And in this corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen!
How much does Fulgrim weigh?
Weighing in at 380 points. He can only be taken as a traitor. Very quickly, we are all doing quite well, Bazza. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed.
Will is a little under the weather and a bit fed up with work. James has got poor internet connection and had a late call out with work. And I have run out of things to paint.
That is tragedy.
And shall I send him his parcel?
So, Fulgrim the Illuminator. Weapon skill 8, ballistic skill strength, toughness, and wounds 6. Initiative 8.
Initiative 8.
5 attacks.
Jeez.
Leadership 10. 2+ save.
5 attacks doesn't seem many, but I think I'm.
No, but he's got special rules.
Yeah, he's got special rules.
Oh, of course he does. Yes, yeah, right. Yes, you.
Although actually, I'm not convinced any of them affect his number of attacks, but we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
War gear wise, he has the Gilded Panoply, which is his armor.
That, like,
the Blade of the Lair, which are the weird.
Yeah, the weird alien.
Worm, mantis, crazy alien things. Firebrand and Crack and Plasma Grenades.
Ooh.
He has the Primarch special rule, Sire of the Emperor's Children, Bulky, Sublime Swordsman, and Strategic Planning. So Primarch, obviously, we know what that is, all of the different rules that it confers, which is fine. Mm-hmm. Sire of the Emperor's Children gives him Crusader.
Okay.
And he must always accept and issue challenges in combat, so long as the potential opponent in the challenge has weapon skill 5 or higher.
Okay.
We can go through and murder a million tactical marines, but as soon as he comes up against the Praetor or somebody, or like a Legion-specific Terminator or something, he has to start issuing challenges.
Yeah.
In addition, while he is present on the battlefield, all units with the Emperor's Children Legion Astartes rule, as well as Fulgrim himself, gain +2 to their combat resolution results, and any reserve rolls for the units with the Legion Astartes Emperor's Children special rule may be re-rolled if the owning player wishes, whether successful or unsuccessful.
That's quite useful.
It is quite handy.
It's amazing. You're always going to win sweeping advances.
Yes. It's just a shame you can't add him in with Rylan or the Unyielding, because everyone within 24 inches of him adds 1 to the score to determine who wins the assault.
Yeah, that would be a fairly potent buff.
Yes.
So you're going to win the assault, and then not that you can do it because it's illegal. But
this is where
+2.
This is where Phoenix Terminators come in. This is why they work together.
Ah, of course,
because it counts as draw.
Yes, yeah.
Or rather, in the case of a draw, you win. What was it? Yeah, you're victorious in the case of a win. So anytime you draw a combat,
you're victorious in the case of a win. It's funny that.
You're victorious. You're victorious in the case of a draw. So, in the case of a draw, you win, and you win by 2 because of combat res based on Fulgrim.
Yep. Yeah, that's very nice.
It's not bad. He has the Sublime Swordsman rule.
Yep.
Fulgrim's skill as a duelist and swordsman is beyond that of any mortal warrior or even Legion Astartes. In an assault, Fulgrim's invulnerable save is increased to a 3+.
Yep.
In addition, when fighting in a challenge, he gains a number of additional attacks equal to the amount which his initiative value is greater than that of his opponent.
Yes.
So, for example, if he fights an enemy with initiative 5, Fulgrim's initiative of 8 grants him 3 extra attacks.
Yes, which is fairly.
It's not bad.
I presume. Is there anything in Heresy that can lower the initiative of enemies?
Dark Angel stasis grenades.
Yeah, no, I just meant anything that would be more common.
Not as far as I'm aware. There might be a psychic power that can.
Maybe, because that would be quite a nice little buff.
Yeah, which potentially give him 6 extra attacks just for being higher initiative. Concussive.
Oh wow!
Would concussive work?
Charge him in with Eidolon. Oh no, because the Fulgrim would be going first. That's the only issue.
Yeah, but if he doesn't kill it in the next turn.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, to be fair though, what is Eidolon and Fulgrim not gonna kill?
I suppose there is that.
But Primarchs aren't immune to concussive, are they? Not all of them are.
Not.
So that could be very unpleasant.
Yes. So somebody like Vulcan, maybe, who is quite tough to kill. Mortarion, who's quite tough to kill.
Yep, drop him down to initiative 1, and then you're getting extra. You're essentially giving him 10 attacks.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got its bonuses, especially actually increasing his invulnerable save to 3 up as well in combat is very useful.
I mean, that is good, but also his invulnerable out of combat is only a 5 up, so he is quite fragile.
It is, yes.
That's how you kill him. You need to shoot him, not get in combat with him.
Yeah. His strategic planning special rule. Fulgrim's art of war focused around the perfect execution of pre-planned strategies and tactics, enabling him to adapt to the battlefield and foe he and his legion must encounter. At the beginning of the game, a single warlord trait from either the strategic traits chart or the legion warlord's trait chart may be chosen for Fulgrim. So he's the only Primarch that gets a warlord trait.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. Which is pretty cool, actually. It's pretty cool. Potentially quite powerful, but generally just useful, I would say. I don't recall any of the warlord traits being particularly massive in those table options.
They're not amazing. I think,
but yeah, it's just a nice buff. It's an increase that
buff.
Nobody else gets, basically.
Exactly.
War gear wise, the Gilded Panoply. Fulgrim commonly enters battle wearing an ornate suit of artificer armor designed to give free rein to his phenomenal speed and agility. The Gilded Panoply provides Fulgrim with a 2+ armor save and a 5+ invulnerable, increased to a 3+ in assault owing to the Sublime Swordsman rule. In addition, in an assault, should Fulgrim pass any armor save or invulnerable save on a 6, then the unit which inflicted the wound must pass an initiative test or suffer the effects of the blind special rule.
That's pretty nice.
That just makes you weapon skill 1, doesn't it? That doesn't make you initiative 1.
No, it's just weapon skill 1, yeah. But it's a pain.
Yes, yeah. And, it's a bonus. And 2 up, 5 up is slightly worse than normal Primarchs, but it's not terrible.
No, it's
Even
not.
though he's got 6 wounds, Eternal Warrior, toughness 6. It's not terrible.
It's not the end of the world.
No. He also has the Blade of the Lair, which is his weapon of choice, a slender two-handed sword given to him, it is said, by the War Master himself. The sword's quicksilver blade, able to slice stone and steel without mar, was by common repute reforged from the masterwork weapons of the Xenos Lair, but in truth it may have darker origins yet. Dun dun dun! It is strength user, AP2, so strength 6 AP2.
Yep.
Melee rending, specialist weapon, and two-handed.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Why specialist and two-handed?
I was going to say that seems a little bit redundant.
Yes, because two-handed you never get the bonus attack for 2 weapons anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Very bizarre. You also have the option, during the Great Crusade, Fulgrim wielded Fireblade, wrought for him by the hand of Ferrus Manus. In games set in this era, rather than the Blade of the Lair, he is equipped with a master-crafted Paragon Blade, which inflicts its murderous strike rolls on a 5+.
Nice.
Which is actually also really good.
Yeah.
I think. Because
then he gave it to...
+1 strength.
Sorry?
Paragon Blades are +1 strength, aren't they? +1 strength AP2? So that would make him strength 7 AP2 instead of strength 6 AP2. And it's not two-handed.
So again,
but it is specialist there.
Forge Lord Rad Grenades, strength 7.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even strength 6 with Forge Lord Rad Grenades would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. That weapon. It's definitely not one of the better Primarch melee weapons.
No,
in my opinion.
I would say there are definitely better ones.
Yeah, but it's not bad. And his gun is even worse. One of a number Firebrand, one of a number of arms Fulgrim carries as his mood took him. Firebrand is a master-crafted Volkite charger, which also has the Shred special rule.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's broken. I would say
it's pretty pants for a gun, but you're not using him for shooting. Let's be honest.
No, this is true.
It's almost as bad as me giving my Volkite support squad preferred enemy from Autet Moor.
Yeah, but you've got many more shots with a full squad of them.
I have.
He's only got 2 shots. A strength 5, AP5.
Re-rolling 1. Yeah. It's not going to be great.
No, but you don't take him for shooting. You take him to run into combat and murder stuff.
You take him to get into challenges and mince through units. Which
I'll tell you what, if you can get him in a squad of chosen warriors or custodes.
Pardon me. Oh,
bless you.
Thank you.
If you can get him in chosen warriors or custodes, something where everything has the ability to issue or accept challenges. You can wipe squads left, right, and centre.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, you could.
Yeah, I mean, I've come up against him twice.
Yeah.
Once we did shoot him off the table. And that is the way to kill him. The only way to kill him before he gets to you is you've got to shoot him off the table.
Yes.
The second time he was running in a Storm. No, he wasn't. He was in a Spartan, and him and Manus met in the middle of the table.
How did that go?
We went through 3 rounds of combat.
Really?
Yeah, because I rolled really well on my saves.
Okay.
And also I concussed Fulgrim, which was really good. And then basically it was like that for three full turns, like 3 rounds.
So 6 rounds of combat.
Yeah.
So 6 rounds of combat, and then in the end he just rolled over. Manus just gave up.
Yeah.
So, originally he had 5 Terminators with Manus because Fulgrim was on his own, and Fulgrim managed to mince everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really did suck.
Yeah, I get it.
My Manus is awful. So yeah.
So that's Emperor's Children.
Very assaulty, very fast.
Start to finish.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some very good combinations, very good combos you can get in with, unfortunately, the pretty pants Phoenix Terminators and Fulgrim, and potentially some of the Loyalist ones. There are some very good little combinations you can get in there.
Yeah.
To make combats, you can almost auto win stuff.
Yes.
Well, in fact, you kind of.
I mean,
with the right combination, you can add 2 to a combat, and any draws count as wins. So you could, theoretically, you could auto win stuff. But the Power Spear is awesome in my mind.
I agree.
Definitely something to put on faster.
No, it's fine. I can hang around for a few more minutes until.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll wrap it. We're wrapping it up anyway. The Maruscara, their Rite of War, is very good.
It is good. I like it. I'd say it is good. I would say it's if I had to choose one as being more fluffy than powerful, I'd say that one's more fluffy than powerful compared to the Third Company.
Yep.
Not that I'm saying the other one isn't fluffy, because I think it is, but it's definitely not as powerful. The Maruscara one isn't as powerful as the.
It all depends on army composition.
True. I would say overall though.
Well, you could outflank 9 Contemptor Dreadnoughts.
This is a good point. This is a good point. You do raise a good point.
Yes. Yes. Obviously, that's quite a points-heavy game. It has to be quite a big game to do that. But you could, in theory, outflank 9 Contemptors.
Yes. Yes, you could.
That sounds nasty.
It wouldn't be very popular, I don't think. But,
no, probably not. Probably not. And they would all count as independent once they deploy on the board.
Yes, they would.
Which is even better. So, Third Company Elite we think is better overall.
I would say overall they're a little bit better.
Because of the Cacophony, which is fair enough. They are pretty awesome. Overall, including things like army-specific units and stuff, what do you reckon out of 10 for the Emperor's Children?
I would
6.
I was going to say 6, 7. I don't think they're
okay. Does that number increase if you go traitor, or decrease if you go traitor, or increase if you go loyalist?
I think they're much stronger traitor than they are loyalist.
Completely agree.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you go loyalist, 5, 6 if it's traitor.
Yeah.
There's a lot better legions out there that do. I mean, we're doing one of my favourites next. I don't know why I still don't have an army of them.
I know. It's ridiculous.
I know more about the next legion than any other one.
Including the one you have.
Including the one I have.
Yeah. But anyway, Emperor's Children, a solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're fun. They're very. They seem very fun to play. I think
so. I think they'd actually be difficult to play, because it's all about assaults, and it's all in what is fundamentally quite a shooty edition.
It's learning the combos,
because it's 7th. It's all about the combos, and it's quite. I imagine it'd be quite tricky to coordinate all of that.
It's like you got to get everything set, and then when it pays off big.
Yeah.
But it's getting that everything ready and primed to go. It's almost like cocking your gun, ready to pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So you've
Absolutely.
You've got to get all that ready, and then when you pull that trigger, it's going to hit like a ton of bricks, and you're going to roll over a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
If you get it right.
Yeah.
It's about getting it ready.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I completely agree. So, with that all said, thank you very much, everybody. We've gone over the 2 hours now, even after James said we were never going to go over 2 hours. You jinxed it. That's why we did it.
I was only here 40 minutes.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
This is very true.
It's probably our fault. We probably do waffle on a little bit more than we should do.
It's fine.
So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that, and we hope it sort of came in a little bit useful if you're thinking about collecting an Emperor's Children army.
Yeah, absolutely. They're amazing to look at, and they are very good fun.
Agreed.
I mean, I will quickly put like a little caveat in there. We are by no means any tactical geniuses or anything like that.
I was going to say I'm a bloody genius when it comes to tactics.
No, you're absolutely right. We don't pretend to be amazing players at the game. We get lucky every so often. Equally, probably more importantly, none of us actually have an Emperor's Children army. So this is going off what we know of the game.
We don't know that, James.
We don't actually have one. We're going off what we know of the game and what we can interpret from the rules and how we imagine it would be played.
Yeah, and games played against and stuff. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So hopefully that will come in useful for you. If you do start collecting Emperor's Children based off this, let us know in the Facebook page or in a comment here or Instagram or what have you. And please do, if you've got Emperor's Children armies, send us some photos. We want to see them.
Yeah, pictures.
We love the way they look, and we want pictures.
And if you do play them, let us know if you disagree with anything we've said in terms of what our opinions are on tactics.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We may have got something completely wrong in terms of how they play on the table. Based on just looking at the rules in the book.
Yeah, definitely.
They could be a mech army.
Exactly.
Absolutely. If you want to send us an army list for us to go over, assuming you thought we did all right from a tactical perspective in this conversation, please let us know. Send it to us. There is an email address in our About page on here. Drop us a message in our Facebook group or on Instagram or Twitter. Or just leave. We are on Twitter, yeah, indeed. It's the noise birds make.
Yeah.
Or even just leave a comment down below, and we'll get back to it, and we'll respond to you, and we'll talk about it. If you want to send us photos of your armies, if you want us to talk about specific things, again, all of those contact details remain the same. Send it somewhere to us, and we'll find it, and we'll talk about it, or show off your photos or what have you. I know we've had some people.
As I always say, carry a pigeon. Carry a pigeon.
Yeah, carry a pigeon. Absolutely.
I'm all about the carry pigeons.
We've had some photos from some people, and we've shown them, and they've got very positive receptions, and they've looked really cool. And we want to do more of that. It's a community thing that we're trying to do here.
Exactly.
And
we want to get you guys involved with all of this as well.
Absolutely.
Games in. If you want to play any of us, like
and I was gonna say actually, yeah, and also if you want to come down and play
me.
Yes, absolutely. Again, same processes. Drop us a message somewhere, be it email, Instagram, Twitter, or comment here, whatever, or a message through YouTube or on Facebook. Let us know what you want to play. If you want to come down to us, if you're relatively local, we can come to you. As well, if that's easier, or meet at a Games Workshop store
or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on going up in April. So.
Yep. With James going up, I would like to. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'd like to get up.
I might not be going up end of April now. I might be going up earlier on in April.
Okay. I'm sure we'll keep people posted on Facebook and things.
Also, probably worth mentioning, if you do come down to play us at any point, there will probably be chocolate fingers.
Guaranteed.
We always seem to have chocolate fingers.
Guaranteed, there will be Cadbury's chocolate fingers in the fridge waiting for you. So anyway, this has gone on for far too long. Thank you very much, everybody. Very much appreciate your.
Cheers for putting up with me cutting out as well. I apologise.
Yes. Very much appreciate your presence here this evening. All the good comments and everything. Quick response, actually, I've just spotted a question from Craig. Have we guys considered releasing this as a podcast as well?
We haven't even spoke about it, have we? Really?
No. We've not. No.
I mean, to be honest, feel free to disagree. I think it's something that we could potentially talk about.
I agree. I
don't think there's any
reason. If we do a podcast, it would be more of a general war games podcast.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think so. Because we would talk about. Yeah, because we wanted to get some live stuff going with the other guys when it comes to things like 40k as well.
I mean, now that we're all getting into Age of Sigmar as well, I mean, we could do
we'll start another
one or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we need to do a 40k one, a Heresy one, and an Age of Sigmar one.
Yeah.
I'm up for that.
But anyway, yes, that is definitely something that we will discuss between ourselves and make an announcement about that at some stage. The 2018 or 2018, depending on how you want to say it, is going to be a year of change for West Sparks. We've already added James in. Which is brilliant. We're already getting started on some Age of Sigmar stuff.
Yeah, we've got lots of stuff planned. We've got.
We're in the planning stage. Probably later in the year is when everything's going to be going.
Yeah.
Like
there will be some
end of spring, summer. There's going to be more stuff.
Yep, very much so.
I've got some unboxings coming. Ooh.
Yes,
and hopefully more painting tutorials and that sort of stuff. I'm going to be getting a second webcam so that I can get mine set up so that.
I'd love to do like a sit and hobby where we get you guys in Google Hangouts with us.
Yep.
Like just a general hobby hangout. Like
definitely.
Even if it's not on YouTube necessarily, but set up
just a hangout. Yeah.
I mean, I'm already part of one with Jody and everyone, which is cool. I mean, people are on every now and then, and it just gives you someone to talk to while you're sitting painting.
Yeah,
definitely. Like, your missus hates. I mean, there's a Wargamers Widow YouTube.
Yeah, I spotted that the other day.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Charlotte is not being added to that.
Okay. I won't tell her. Okay, cool. Right. Yeah, no, we've waffled on for too long. Yeah, we're now 11 minutes after Will's bedtime. So
I'm tired.
He needs to warm up his milk.
Yeah, exactly.
And get his Ovaltine ready.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm laughing about this. I'm the oldest one here.
True.
Craig, yes, that would if that is the case, that would be the plan, and we obviously, as we said, we would do that with probably a more general hobby hangout than just particularly the 30k one, because there's loads of 30k ones around already, and they're all significantly better than we are. So
more knowledgeable, I would say.
Exactly. We just make stuff up when we read it at the time. I didn't know any of the Emperor's Children rules until I opened the book and started reading them when James cut out earlier. So yes, it's definitely something for the future, and there will be an announcement about it as well. For the third time, and this will be the final one.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
It's goodbye from me.
Yeah.
And it's goodbye from the other one as well.
Yeah.
And thank you very much, everybody. We'll catch you in the next one if we don't see you beforehand. And yes, have a good one. Enjoy all your hobby, and send us photos of stuff. We want photos that we can share with everybody and look at and admire, and
we really do
all that sort of stuff. As long as sorry, thank you. Yes, send us Games Workshop model related photos. Very specifically, nothing else. Yes, thank you very much, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.